Yeah.
I tell you almost every night,
What up?
and everything is true.
Yeah. What up?
Feeling that you're giving me.
So imagine walking up to find that loved one has been taken in the middle of the night by immigration agents, guys. No warnings, no goodbye, just an empty seat at the table. This is not a hypothetical situation. It is happening right now to thousands of families across the country. And in response, the streets of LA are alive with protests, marches, and raw emotions. But as we raise our voices, we need to ask ourselves, are we truly fighting for justice, or are we giving our opponents ammunition to discredit our movement? Are we helping our cause or hurting it? Welcome to Mike Manifestations Podcast, guys, where we break down the issues that matter to our community, challenge the narratives, and push for meaningful changes. I'm your host, Ben. Today, we're diving deep into the protest against Mexican deportations in Los Angeles. Why are people protesting? What are they demanding? And how are acts like burning the American flag and vandalism shaping the way our movement is perceived? But most importantly, what can we do, not just as Mexicans, but as Americans, to fight for justice in a way that truly makes an impact? Let's get into it. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't hit that like, subscribe button, make sure you do so. That way people are notified and informed as far as this podcast is concerned, guys. But what's the current situation, current state of immigration enforcement, guys? Before we discuss the protests, we need to understand the policies that are fueling this outrage. Deportations aren't new, but under various administrations, the approach has changed. Here's a breakdown of the numbers, guys. Under former President Donald Trump's administration, 1.2 million people were deported through removal orders, while another 805,770 people were turned away at the border or self-deported. Interestingly enough, despite Donald Trump's aggressive anti-immigration rhetoric, President Obama actually deported more people, reaching over 3 million deportations during his time in office. In 2023, under President Biden, immigration enforcement has taken a different turn, focusing more on targeting individuals with criminal records. However, there is still significant concern about family separations and deportations that leave children, without parents. Beyond the numbers, the emotional and financial toll of these deportations is devastating. Many families are left in limbo, unsure of their future. Children are placed in foster care or left in the care of relatives, often experiencing, psychological distress. Businesses that rely on immigrant labor, suffer setbacks, further weakening the economy. So right now, we're seeing a renewed focus on border security. Detention centers are filling up, people being removed from their homes in the middle of the night. That's crazy, man. That's why people are protesting. They're demanding immigration reform, an end to family separations, and better protections for immigrants, who have built their lives here, since they've been born or since they've come to the U.S. here. The protests, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the controversial. Now let's talk about what's happening, in the streets of LA. Over the past few weeks, thousands of protesters have taken to the streets, blocking major highways, gathering in front of government buildings and demanding justice for families, torn apart, by deportations. Protesters are carrying signs with messages, like no human is illegal, and keep families together, and the most famous one, F Donald Trump. But these demonstrations have been, captured national attention, and have forced people to, acknowledge the reality of deportation policies. But then we have the more controversial side of things. Some protesters are, have taken more extreme actions, like burning the American flag, vandalizing businesses and even clashing with law enforcement. While frustration is understandable, these actions, raise a crucial question. Are we actually helping or are we hurting our cause? Why is this a problem? Flag burning, turns potential allies away. Many Americans, even those, sympathetic to the immigrants, see the flag as a symbol of freedom and opportunity. When they see the people burning it, they may feel attacked, rather than motivated to support the cause. Vandalism shifts, the conversation. Instead of talking about immigration reform, the media starts focusing on the damage caused by the protests. And this weakens our message and makes it easier for critics to dismiss the movement. It reinforces negative stereotypes. Some people already have the false belief that, immigrants bring chaos and lawlessness. We do not want to give them more reason to push that narrative. The energy behind these protests is powerful and the anger is justified, but we need to be strategic. We need to ask ourselves, do you want to make noise or do we want to make change? A lot of people feel that they have to be out there making noise, making destructions and everything else in order to get your point or make that change, but it doesn't happen like that, but what can we do instead? You're saying, they're not listening to us, it's not right, they're obviously, if they're coming in, they're taking your, your head of household, your income, your way to eat. Yeah, it's going to affect you. But, with that, it's just, so if flag burning and vandalisms aren't the answer, what can we do to create real change? Here are some key steps we should take. For one, peaceful, large-scale demonstrations. Some of the most powerful movements in history, like the civil rights movement, were successful because they used peaceful but disruptive tactics. Imagine if instead of burning flags, we organize 1 million people march in Washington D.C. Imagine the impact that would have. Like the back in the days, the Million Man March and all those, they were out there making a point. Number two, legal and political action protests are just one piece of the puzzle. We also need to work within the system. That means registering to vote, and electing leaders who support immigration reform. Pressuring lawmakers by flooding their offices with phone calls and emails. Supporting organizations that provide legal aid to those immigrants, facing deportation. And also just educating, for, point number 3, we need to start educating the public a lot of a lot of Americans simply don't know, what's happening. You know, if we can educate them about the reality of immigration enforcement and how it affects real families, we can build stronger support for our cause. Sharing personal stories, using social media, and social media, there's a lot out there, and just, and hosting community events, are great ways to do all this. A lot of people are taking to social media, just posting their comments, their opinions and what they feel as far as all this is concerned. And some of it I see, some of it I don't, and like I said, just resources, for families that are actually facing these deportations. If you or someone are facing deportations, here are some immediate steps to take. For one, you got to know your rights. Never open the door for ICE, without a warrant. You have the right to remain silent and not sign any documents without a lawyer. You got to get legal help. Reach out to organizations like the National Immigration Law Center, NILC, or the races for legal assistance. For legal assistance, prepare a family plan. If there's a risk of deportation, make sure those children have guardians in place. And important documents are and those important documents are accessible. Remember, you are not alone. Those are people and organizations ready to help. But yeah, it's just like I said, there's been a lot of a lot of stuff going on in the media and stuff like that too. And actually me and my wife just had a conversation earlier today. But it's just there was a couple people on social media and stuff like that. They're talking about, oh well, if you're here, you should be representing, ready to die for America and stuff like that too. But at the same time, it's raza. We still remember where we came from. Obviously everybody's here in the United States. They come here for a better living. For the American dream. And it's just you always have to remember your roots. I grew up in Orange County, in Santana, however you want to say it. I no longer live there, but hey, I got love for Santana. That's where I grew up. That's where my family was at, and everything else. But so like I said, people from Mexico and everything else come here for a better living, and everything else. So yeah, they're gonna be out there with Mexican flags, obviously, because they're supporting their roots, and they're here, and they've been part of the United States and so forth. So it's just a lot. Like I said, a lot of different personalities, a lot of different opinions of people that are looking into it and see it a different way. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Like I said, protesting and everything else, that's your right. You just want to do it the right way. You don't want to be out there just making a fool and making the raza look bad, and and just out of control. Like I said, there's a proper way to do everything. There's a way to get your point across without all the violence and everything else. So with that, we're at a crucial moment in history. The protests happening in Los Angeles are a reflection of of deep pain, frustration, and and a demand for justice. But we have to be smart about how we fight. We can't always allow destructive actions to overshadow the real message that we're trying to get across. With that, change is possible, but it requires unity, strategy, and persistence. So to all my fellow raza out there, to my fellow Americans, let's rise up. Let's make noise, but let's make sure that we are being heard for the right reasons. not for the wrong reasons, and just causing destruction and so forth. But yeah. So hopefully this message gets across to you guys. Some of you guys, have make sure put in the comments. Let me know what your opinion is, what you think about it. And like I said, this is just my opinion on everything else. And like I said, we want to make sure that we're not putting that negativity out there, that destructiveness, but you want to make sure that we, get our point heard, but like I said, there's a way to do it, and there's a way to, there's a right and a wrong way to do it. With that, guys, I'll leave you with this. I appreciate all you guys tuning into the podcast. If you guys have been listening from day one, I appreciate it. Shout outs to Yvonne, my cousin. I know she's been listening, from the get-go. I don't know if she has been lately or not, but if you are, hey, love you, girl. But yeah, so anyways, like I said, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys share it, with somebody else that needs to hear it. That way we, like I said, we come in unity. We know what's going on, But like I said, thank you guys for tuning in to, Mike Manifestations podcast. If you found this conversation meaningful, share this episode with, talk to your friends and family, and, and most importantly, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay united. I'm sorry. Stay united, guys, But yeah, like I said, with that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, YouTube channel, and so forth, guys. We're at over 1,000. Hey, I've got vision. I'm manifesting that, bro. But yeah, we're at 100 subscribers right now, guys. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, share it. Until the next time, guys, we'll catch you guys on the next one. If you guys have anything you guys want to share, you guys want to talk about, you guys want me to, talk about on the next episode, put that in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys are, if you guys are loving it. Let me know if you guys are hating it. What I can do, to make it better. I'm always open to advice, guys. So, let me know what you guys want to hear. Let me know what, if you guys have any issues, any conversations that you feel that need to be out there, or, that I need to, discuss, let me know. Like I said, I'm open. But yeah, guys, with that, like I said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Love you guys. Thank you guys for subscribing. Catch you guys on the next one. We out. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Mike Manifestations Podcast. Catch you guys on the next one. Yeah. Love you guys. We out, baby. Let me know what you guys think about these jams. What's going on? Try to do a little funky for you guys.